As many people already noted, there was a big day for a lot of value type stocks, right? But as we all know, GameStop was one of them. GameStop was one of them. So this is a big day, huh? I mean, it cracked 14. Actually, it's 14 after hours. That's pretty sick. No material news, but this is the thing. We've been talking about this shit for months. That this is a tailwind. If there's this rotation into small and value type stocks, that it seemed like it's been happening the past couple of weeks. How much have we been pulling up this IWM chart, the Russell 2000? We've been saying, hey, it broke above that, and then it held last week, and then it's holding this week. And you just see this big move into these types of stocks. Obviously, GameStop is a special situation. It has its own fundamental thesis, but this is the type of stuff that's a tailwind that you just welcome it when it comes. It's still very, very early days for a rotation like this, make no mistake, but it is meaningful. And that's why you see on a day like today, no news from Game, it gets 10% move, 10% move. And we've been talking about this too. We also shouldn't be too surprised when the market turns in favor of these types of stocks, value type stocks, or even gaming type stocks sometimes. But the stock price will go down toward the support range, and then it can float back up to the higher end of the box, that resistance range, right? Even on no news. We've been saying that for the past couple of weeks. You're seeing that happen right now. It's obviously all else equal, it's nice to happen, right? You like to see it rise. We'd like the price to be higher. But nothing has these past 3 days, right? Whether it's $11, whether it's $14, there doesn't need to be much of a change of thesis for that to happen. You just enjoy it when it happens, right? And of course, the inverse of that is when it fell from 15 to 14 down to 11 and 10, right? Some people panic and you get nervous about that drop, but as long as it's within that range, it's no big deal for our type of thesis, right? I mean, our type of style investing, everyone has their own different approach, but for our approach, for many people, cheers everybody, huh? Happy Monday to everybody. Happy Monday. For our style, it's like all right, that's good. Now it's getting bid up and everything's in favor right now. Let's see if it sticks. Let's see if this rotation continues to happen. Let's see if the Black Friday this week of Black Friday news, that's front of mind for some folks. I did see GameStop mentioned in one of those gaming articles somewhere. But let's just see. I mean, like we said too, the good news about this is that's great. Let it get bid up. Let it get up, put it to 14, 15. And can you imagine if you're in that range and then you get dropped on some big material news, material update from the company, whatever it might be, another 13D filing, an update from Ryan Cohen, like that stuff, and then you're bouncing off this new level. So this is all very constructive. It's all really the past the month or two, whatever. It's kind of just been what we roughly expected. And then but importantly, this on the chart, on the technicals, it broke above that. What is this? The 20-day? I don't even know. The 20-day broke above that. And now that this bullish uptrend persists, and now you got what we have this time around is a number. So remember when we had this big run up, right? We were streaming, we were talking about this. This is great. Cheers, everybody, huh? You puff it on the cigar. You got to enjoy it when it happens. Now what you got this time around, right? You got in the rearview mirror a retest of some form of support. Some more time has passed. In the chart is bouncing back. That's a stronger chart. That's a more bullish chart. Again, remove GME, remove GameStop. Just looking at the chart, that's a more bullish chart. Also, even bigger news is the Ryan Cohen stuff, right? I don't have the letter up right now, but that's huge news. Like I said, I interpret that the big picture type stuff as super bullish personally. And even in the short term, it kind of like the market needs to price this in a bit more. We've been saying this for the past week. Right now, you kind of start to see it happen. There's other tailwinds too, make no mistake, but I think you're starting to see this priced in a bit more, but nothing crazy, because you know why? Look at the volume. Look at it. Today's volume was below the average volume. And even this past week, it hasn't been crazy volume. I don't know how Yahoo calculates it. Is it like 3-month average? I'm not even sure. I don't care that much. I just see what the figure it is. And I know it's been roughly in the ballpark over the years. Then I just think, look at this volume. It's not as low as it was like last week or the week before, but this is still not that big. And I just keep harping on this because if suddenly you have this big, I want GameStop stock, for whatever reason, whether it's a huge Q3 beat, Q4 guidance, Ryan Cohen making a move, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. And you see that there hasn't been this huge volume, and now you're at this higher level. Then when you get that big increase in people wanting the shares, that's when the price can really run. Like I said before, it can be explosive at times. Forget about the short squeeze type stuff. If it happens, that's great, but even this price action itself is looking increasingly bullish. And but I was eyeballing that volume. I'm like, is it even going to break 10? It's not going to break 10, and it didn't. It's kind of impressive to me. So we'll see. And there's no guarantee that there's going to be this sudden huge influx of buys, right? My thesis, I'm betting on it. I think that there will be, value tends to win out. and I have a pretty strong opinion about roughly what the ballpark range is for GameStop, and it remains undervalued. And so I do think that we'll get closer to that. People will come to realize what many of us in the chat have talked about for weeks and months, and I think people will come around to that. So it's just usually a question of timing. Is it sudden? Do they need to buy the shares within a week, or is it spread out over a couple of weeks and months and quarters, or yet to be seen? But boy, this is a good start to the week for sure. Okay, so the IWM, this is the big news just for value stocks generally, right? GameStop. Look at this. I already got it up. Check this shit. Look at it. First of all, look at the green here, right? Well, you see what's popping. The some energy, some copper type stuff. Retail, of course, that was a tailwind for GameStop today. But look at the value here, right? Look at that. S&P, all the value ETFs within the S&P 1500. But look at this. Look at all this green, right? All green across the board, right? Everything needs context. Even GameStop wasn't even the best performer in this Roaring Kitty model portfolio. Look at this. It's not even DBI was up more, P10. PBF has been crushing it, huh? Jeez. So a lot of stuff was up today, but even still, all else equal, you like to see that. And then, because then if you get that news, so that's what I was seeing today. Okay. So then, so there was this post too. Some people were talking about this. This is, look at Russell 2000 is having, it's on the cusp of being the best month ever for the Russell 2000. So I got up a couple relative charts. I'll get to that later, like IWN versus the SPY and stuff like that. But look, it's a big month. And so again, tailwind. But the Ryan Cohen stuff, first of all, the CNBC stuff, right? This was a good article. For years, many of us have been waiting for an article like this, kind of just sharing the facts. I think it even was literally titled The Facts. No, it wasn't. But kind of what's happening. Here are the facts. Here's what's unfolding. And it did a pretty good job of laying out the case here. And it was the first, I think a lot of us picked up on this. They were kind of touching on the short interest. There haven't been too many articles about this, and this was always a bit surprising to me because it seems like it's a bigger story than it has warranted in the media so far. And where the hell is it? It's here somewhere. Here you go, right there. I quoted in the thing. If it ends up going to a proxy fight, right there, right? That was kind of interesting. And this is CNBC too, so this is mainstream media kind of picking up in this story. No guarantee of anything crazy that anything's going to happen. Even people reporting on it, maybe that starts asking the question, like, what the hell's going on here? Maybe they can help me answer the question that I don't know the answer to. Like, can they get out pretty easily and stuff? I don't know. But I'm like, all right, that's even CNBC. And a lot of people in the chat, We've been talking about some of this stuff already, so it's great. But that was a big one over the weekend. And then I thank you to everyone who was sharing on social media. I saw it shared on StockTwits and stuff. There was a Barron's article that I was liking and some other articles too. I don't always come across that stuff, so I always appreciate when people share it. But I don't have it up right now. But just the people talking about the story. This is newsworthy. But then the Ryan Cohen stuff. She retweeted it. He retweeted it. This account has not even been. Oh, this is his account, right? Yeah. Okay. This account hasn't even been all that active, right? There's not too much stuff on here, I think, besides media. Yeah, just whenever it's an article about him or initiatives or his stories or whatever it might be. But this one's the first one about GameStop, and wouldn't you know, boom, retweeted. And I saw that. I'm like, well, someone else saw it. I'm like, oh boy, that's kind of interesting. Then nothing too much to glean from that, right? But it's just, he's serious about this, right? He's even he himself is trying to get the word out there as to what's unfolding. So I thought that was big. What's this? I guess that's it. Okay, cheers to everybody. Welcome. Super curious, as always, to hear what everyone's thoughts on everything. Welcome. Who do we got? Daily O'Brien, show me the money. Oh, love the cheers, Daily. I'm glad you like it. All right, cheers, mate. Sick. Oh, Steve Stunke. Yes, mad respect. Jeremy McGuire. Lots of little Easter eggs hidden throughout the video. Cheers, Steve. I'm like, I hope I get Steve's approval in Snowk on StockTwits. I'm like, I hope they approve this. So cheers, Steve. I'm glad you liked it. Sick. Yeah, Steve, I included some stuff in there. I'm like, no one's going to see it. But someone like Steve Stunk, I'm like, Steve Stunk might pick up on some of the things. Nothing crazy, right? I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun with it like Steve is, too. Like I said, Steve, I saw some of yours out there. You inspire me. I'm like, oh, these are some good ideas. And you can kind of put how many stocks do you come across where you really dialed into what the story is, what the thesis is, and you can include stuff like that. And so Steve's were hilarious. Check out Steve Stunk and Stoke K88's. They get similar vid memes on StockTwits. But cheers, Steve. All right, Super Saucy. What up, Super Saucy? Shy on, yes, sir. Let's go, huh? Okay. Polygon, what's up, Polygon? How you doing? Adam knows how to show me the tendies. All right, Adam. Cheers. Happy Monday, Adam. Oh, thank you, Uber. Thank you. Oh, and thank you. Cheers to Uber too. I wasn't able to. I tried to post it on Stock Twits. I couldn't get out there. I tapped Uber. I said, "Hey, could you do me a solid?" And he did. Thank you, Uber, for posting this to Stock Twits. I didn't know if Steve Stonks might see it otherwise, so I'm like,